dense and they are not compatible with the surrounding businesses or environment. So I will not support the motion.
Okay, I'm going to speak to the motion here. First of all, I understand very much the people who are surrounded by it with their businesses are the concerns and the changes that are happening in Costa Mesa. And so I understand that and I respect that, and I can understand people being upset about that. But I think we have to be honest about what we have here and what we're trying to do in this city with the improvements in the city. The last two developments that were done down the street was a car wash and a storage locker place. That's what we're getting here. Our main street on our city is getting car washes and storage containers. Out in Blythe, I guess it's great, or up against some freeway somewhere out in the middle of nowhere to get a storage container is a big deal. That's not what we're looking for here. When I look at what's there and I see what's going here, I'm actually stunned by other people saying how horrible this is.
There are a lot in the planning application of biased, omitted, misrepresented, misstatement lines of information, including on Rudy's garage indicated as automotive repair shop, but on my side indicated as ready rentals. There are many, many, in fact, most people here do not know what a ready rentals does. And that's not a proper representation. I have 7 units 10 feet off my property line. I have a 2,000-gallon diesel tank on the property line. I park my tractors there. If this project doesn't destroy my business, I'm going to destroy it. Not by plan, but it'll happen. They won't be able to give those 7 units away. Those 7 units, by agreement in this planning action, have to have recorded agreements that they will accept my noise, my smoke, my odors, my vibrations, and any other thing that I have. And I may do all of those things from 7 a.m. in the morning till 11 p.m. at night. That was in the planning meeting, that I have no restrictions within those hours.
When I look at what's there and I see what's going here, I'm actually stunned by other people saying how horrible this is. I had the opportunity, driving through the community like I always do, stop by the new 3-story homes over on the Victoria and watch the young couples moving in, painting their furniture. I mean, these were phenomenal young families moving in, buying these houses in here. They know it's different than a 7,000-foot lot. They know it's not what you may want to have.
This is a commercial area that you're putting housing in with very little workspace. I'm wondering, is there a requirement for them to show a business license to be able to purchase this property? Also, I was looking through the hazardous materials section, and it shows that there's elevated volatile organic compounds, VOCs. That's not good. A total of approximately 7,077 pounds of fuel hydrocarbons has been removed. The groundwater beneath the site is contaminated with petroleum hydrocarbons, etc.
And there are people that want to live over here. The developer has gone through massive strains, and we're doing it throughout the city, of making sure people understand impacts of what's happening in the community. I find it very divisive when people make comments that because there are people on this council who spend a lot of time to figure out which direction the city needs to go to solve problems here, where it comes back to we don't care about the community.
General commercial, which is intended to permit a wide range of commercial uses that serve both local and regional needs. And from the initial study and mitigated declaration, I quote, "The general commercial land use designation also allows residential and other non-conforming uses that are complementary to commercial uses. The general plan use element notes as complementary that but as complementary uses, residential and other non-commercial uses may be allowed in general commercial land use designated areas. In other words, what we want here is something that complements businesses, not something that drives them out of town.
In Newport and Costa Mesa said that was ridiculous. We had to save money. It's the same thing over and over again. So this is a phenomenal project. I guarantee you when the families move in, I'll be there to welcome them and talk to them. And I'm going to make sure that in the next few city council meetings, we have people that have moved in to the projects on 18th Street and on Victoria to tell them how happy they are to be there. Because I've gone and talked to those people, and they're thrilled, excited. And when you meet them, you'll be happy to have them as members in our community. So I'm going to call for the question.
Motion carries 3-2. Councilmember Guinness and Councilmember Lee's voting no.
Okay.
A portion of Harbor Boulevard has no residential use on it. The businesses in that section are, for the most part, economically viable ones that serve the public and other businesses. They are, however, ones that generate noise and therefore make that part of Harbor unsuitable for residential use. And instead of providing more of a setback from noisy Harbor Boulevard, the variance that's being proposed to be granted bring the buildings closer to it.
If you could wrap it up, please.
Yes. No one has a gun to your head and is forcing you to approve this incompatible, unbeneficial project. It's a bad site now. Don't make it worse for the residents and the businesses around it by approving this poorly planned project. Thank you.
Very devices when people make comments that because there are people on this council who spend a lot of time to figure out which direction the city needs to go to solve problems here, where it comes back to we don't care about the community. The reality of it here is that we've had more and more people who've been on councils up here who all they care about is what people scream and yell about and say that they're against, and that they don't have to make the tough decisions to make sure that the city moves forward.
It's absurd to locate three-story narrow houses such as you see in Newport and Huntington Beach's oceanfront areas where land is really expensive. I understand it there. This is a project that I think will be an eyesore in only a few years from now. Thanks.
Thank you. Very easy for everybody to say, let's vote to build this or pay for that. Nobody wants to do what it takes to pay for it. Nobody wants to do the work to make sure that we have the revenue that comes in. Those are the hard decisions. The same people that are against what we're doing here, we're saying we should have 3 helicopters, 9 pilots, 2 mechanics, and a 13,000 square foot hangar. In Newport and Costa Mesa said that was ridiculous. We had to save money. It's the same thing over and over again. So this is a phenomenal project. I guarantee you when the families move in, I'll be there to welcome them and talk to them. And I'm going to make sure that in the next few city council meetings, we have people that have moved in to the projects on 18th Street and on Victoria to tell them how happy they are to be there. Because I've gone and talked to those people, and they're thrilled, excited. And when you meet them, you'll be happy to have them as members in our community. So I'm going to call for the question.
Motion carries 3-2. Councilmember Guinness and Councilmember Lee's voting no.
Okay.
Go to hell, you bastard. I'll see you at the polls.
Okay.
As